Today we are going to start Newman's projection. So, in Newman's projection, two carbon atoms are selected. Around a desired bond and one carbon is named as proximal carbon, which is nearer to the reader. While other carbon is named as distal carbon, which is away from the reader or nearer to the reader. So basically in Newman's projection we select desired bond. Now let's take an example of ethane. Now the structure of ethane, if we draw the molecular structure, the molecular structure of ethane will be CH3 single bond CH3. Now this is the molecular structure of ethane. If we draw its structural formula in the form of Levy's structure, its formula would look like something like this. So this is the Levy's structure of ethane. Now we are going to draw its Newman's projection. So we are going to draw its Newman's projection. We are going to select our desired bond. Let's suppose we have this carbon atom as C1 and second carbon atom as C2. So what we're gonna do is, in this case, we will name one carbon as proximal or second carbon as distal. Let's suppose we are viewing this structure from here. So when we view this structure from here, what will happen is that this carbon atom will be nearer to the reader, while the second carbon atom will be far away from the reader. So we are going to draw it in Newman's projection form. So first of all, we will draw C1, carbon number 1. So remember that carbon number 1 will be represented by 3 bisected lines, and their center point will actually denote this carbon atom number 1, while their lines will be connected with 3 hydrogen atoms that will actually represent these hydrogen atoms that are attached with carbon number 1. So this will be the CH3 form of this carbon number 1. And this type of bisected lines will actually represent that this structure is nearer to the reader, or the reader is just viewing it from here. So let's draw carbon number 2, and we will represent carbon number 2 with this circle round, and these hydrogen atom will be represented by three lines along the circumference of the circle. Now these three lines are actually representing the bonded hydrogen atom with carbon number 2. So any projection that look like this, in which we are viewing the projected bond and in which we are viewing the structure through projected bond, that will be called as Newman's projection. Now what is the projected bond in this case? The projected bond will be our desired bond.